And now, Giant Sports Talk Live. Here are your hosts, Eric and Glenn.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to Giant Sports Talk Live on this Saturday evening. All right, let me go ahead. Let's bring in Lou. What is up, Lou? How's it going, man?
I'm good. I know we've had a lot of problems in San Francisco with power outages. About 1/3 of the city lost power from 2 to about 7. So
My
I know
gosh.
that Glenn is not joining us. In fact, me and Glenn were supposed to meet today at Tommy's. I went to Tommy's. They had no power. I called them, said let's cancel, and we had to reschedule. So he told me he had no power at his place. So anybody check with people in the city, make sure they're okay, especially in the rain. So that's why it's going to just be me and Eric. Not a problem. Yeah. Excited to be here.
Oh yeah, there we go. We got it. We got it. That's the beauty of the channel. We got people we can rely on, and it works out. Like the other day, I wasn't feeling well, and you guys were able to take it, so it's awesome. Yeah. Appreciate that, Lou.
Of course.
Oh God, I mean, I don't. Okay, by the way, guys, just so you know, the name today is a title to a movie. That's all I'm saying. It's tough. It's gonna be a tough one. You guys get this one, man. If anybody gets this one without any hints, you guys are paying attention. I'll tell you that. Paying attention to details. And I like that. I like it when people pay attention to details. Lou, there's nothing to talk about with the Giants. I don't know. I mean, there was really no baseball news at all that I saw.
No, today was really quiet. It was more all day yesterday. You know, it's one of those things. Because what I always do before I come on is I always like to go on ESPN, MLB, and see all the transactions.
There you go.
And, you know, the only thing was minor contract. You know, I mean, yesterday was a big day. They had 1, 2, 3, you know, they had 16 moves. And, you know, the only thing about the Giants was, of course, the DFA of Meckler.
Yeah.
After they signed. So really, yeah, very quiet day. You know, I assume since Christmas is next week, nothing's going to probably happen until probably after the 2nd, I believe. So, yeah, we need Giants news just as much as you, Lima.
Yeah, and you know what, Blue, you might be onto something. It's getting down to the point there isn't going to be anything done prior to Christmas, and then we might have to look. And once you get into Christmas time, forget about it. You might as well wait till the new year, like you said, Lou. We may not see any. If there's anything else to be done, it may not be until 2026. My gosh. Hey, look at this Bogser. He knows. Lamb shank at Tommy's. What's up, Eric and Lou?
Yeah, today Tommy's had no power at 2, and I was there. I had a beer, said hello, and then I had to cancel because, you know, I want people to actually see what Glenn looks like beside the voice. So we just had to reschedule.
Oh, excuse me. That was good. Wrong pipe there.
Yeah. In fact, I even told him, I go, hey, we got a Canadian coming in. Can we make sure, you know, our ice is cold and make sure everything, and just didn't work out. So. Yeah.
There you go. Bogser, what are you building there? Looks like you got a nice little cabinet you're working on there. Fill us in. What's going on there? What's up, Tom? Well, this is a nice surprise. Yeah, well. We're here every day, right? Johnny Boy. Hey, appreciate that, Johnny Boy. He's a Dodgers fan. He's a Dodger fan, and he comes out here and he tells you to go ahead and hit that like. Don't forget to hit that like. And if you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe. If you want to chat, you have to subscribe. So there you go.
And by the way, how much is it? How much is it to like and subscribe, Eric?
Absolutely free, Lou. Free. You don't have to do a damn thing. You know, hey, you know what though? There may be a time if you hit that subscribe, maybe you'll get some free cookies. Maybe.
Ooh.
I'll have to talk to Aaron. I'll talk to Aaron. Maybe
so you tell me that it takes 1/100 of a second just to subscribe and it costs nothing. There's no excuse then.
No excuse whatsoever.
Yeah.
And then, if you subscribe, if you have a child or a young adult who is in college, Rosemont could give some free tutoring classes. He is a Stanford alum, means he's got a pointy head. So there you go, man. Why not, man? I might as well. I'll shop everybody out here in the chat. Oh, look at this. He sent me a photo. He's resorted to old fashions to get me through this off season. That's, when a club drives you to drink. I mean, come on. What are we doing here? My God. It sucks. Look, there's a lot of football games going on right now too, isn't there? Is there any football games as we speak?
Yeah, there's 2 games. There's an NFL game late in the 4th, and then the bowl game is just about to wrap up. Today's actually been a pretty big day for sports. You had 2 NFL games. There's 5 bowl games, 3 bowl games, CFP, and everything else.
Look at Richard.
Hey,
He is the author of our intro. I didn't do it today because Glenn is here, but yeah, look at it. He'll unsubscribe, so then he'll subscribe. David Yu makes a good point. Murakami, look, he's gonna have to move here in the next couple of days. Otherwise, he's going back to Japan. He's got until the 22nd to sign, so that's something to keep an eye on. Again, it's gonna have absolutely nothing to do with the Giants, so he ain't coming to the Giants. Did I play high school baseball and no. I played basketball and I did track up to like 8th grade. Once I got into high school, I didn't play anymore.
I played basketball and baseball.
There you go. Right on.
Yeah.
Hey, look at Mark, our good buddy in New York. Speaking of young people, my son just subscribed to GSA. You have a intelligent son, Mark. Way to go. You're teaching them the right way. Right on, man. Appreciate that, Mark. One of these days, man, we'll have to meet up. I don't know if I'll be able to get back east. Maybe you could come back. I don't know. We'll figure out something. I don't know what your schedule's like or anything. By the way, I got some fantastic photos from Gary Mintz, the guy who runs New York Giants Preservation Society.
Oh, nice.
They had a big get together at Finnerty's.
Because now it's reopened. Now it reopened.
It's reopened, yes. So he had a nice get together. I think they had about 40 people.
Nice.
You know who was there? He had the one and only Steve Summers. Hold on. Hold on one second. Where is it at? There he is. Got the statue of Willie. There you go. Check that out. That is awesome. I don't know who the other guy is, though. Forgive me. I don't know who the other guy is. There's Gary in the middle. See if I could get it without it.
What about, was our guy, the New York Mets fan, was he there by chance? No.
I don't think
just
so.
Just because he supports the Mets?
It's still too freaking.
Yeah, the glary.
But there's Steve Summers there on Gary's left.
Oh, yeah.
And then, that's freaking awesome. That's awesome, man. So it looks like they had a really good time there in Finnerty's. Again, the New York Giants. Look at that. I'm a freaking ghost.
Obviously with the Yankees playing here, maybe next year we'll do a little road trip to New York.
How about that? Wouldn't that be something?
There. Oh, yeah.
Wouldn't that be something?
I did that 12 years ago. I went the first 2 days, saw the Giants at Yankee Stadium, and then on the Friday and Sunday, and then on the Saturday, I went to the Belmont Stakes. Just, I did it all.
Wow.
And then the worst part, Eric, is, I don't know if you're a Seinfeld fan, that Sunday, I had to drive and it was the Puerto Rican parade. So I couldn't leave New
wow.
York because that
You were
parade in
stuck.
New York is ridiculous. Yeah, because the U.S. Open was the following weekend out in New York. So go there a little bit early, see the Giants, Belmont Stakes, and then I had to go there for work. So.
Oh my God. I remember this guy. Remember this? It was about almost 10 years ago. AK, I haven't seen you in the chat before. Welcome to the fraternity we call Giant Sports Talk Live. Yin Wang or Jay Ying Wang, right? Wasn't he like a big slugger?
I was going to say a big guy, if I remember him.
And I think he had a huge spring because they didn't know whether he was going to need. I think he made it out of spring, but then once he got to the big leagues, kind of like
started off like 1 in 24, and then that was it. Yeah.
And then they let him go, and that was it with Wang. I think that's who it was, right? AK, tell me if I'm wrong. I think that's the same guy. I think he was like a corner infielder, if I'm not mistaken, something like that. Mark says he's been at Finnerty's a few times. Great burgers. There you go.
Good to know.
It's a big Giants hangout. Again, guys, just so you know, the word of the day today is a movie title. If you're paying attention, you're going to get it. I might have to give some more clues. We'll see. There's Robert there, Lou. Here we go. Why can't Giants players overachieve? We need Roop and Birdsong to make a statement. Well, look, why do you got to put so much pressure on these guys? Why not just get guys who are legit, right?
They did 2021. It only happens once a decade. So we got to wait another 6 years before they all overachieve.
And that's the thing. It's like, I want to have a roster. And yes, I'm okay if you have one starter that you want to figure out. I get it. If you want one, say in the number 5 in the rotation, if you want to try to figure out what someone has, I'm okay with that. But when we're having to rely on some of these guys to really carry a load, man, you're putting a whole hell of a lot of pressure on these guys. And it's not fair. Look, it's not fair to the player. It's not fair to the organization. That's why you got to go out there and you're going to have guys. You have to have guys. Gosh, dang, man.
And Eric, you're right. Plural. You usually got to have about 3 or 4 guys have career years to be successful.
Yeah, and that's why 21 was so special because all the veterans, let's not forget, it was the veterans that led the way, right? Buster Posey, Brandon Bell, Brandon Crawford, right? Of course, Gosman, fantastic year. Logan Webb had a fantastic year. My gosh, you had guys that stepped up, and then you had little role players here and there. Lamont Wade Jr., Darren Ruff, right? You had guys like that, and
Yaz, Yaz
had a good year in 21.
Yeah. There was probably about 11 out of 24 where guys all stepped up. The problem is when you're, an average player, you have that great year. It's so hard to repeat, and most of them didn't. I mean, you guys look at late night Lamont. I mean, my God, he had an unbelievable year, and then he just started fading. Yeah, same thing. It's hard. People keep forgetting how tough baseball is. It's a tough sport.
It's the toughest. Right? I would think it's one of the toughest to not only reach that level, but to have some success, right? I mean, it's not easy. Look how long it takes for some of these guys to get in, unless you're just some kind of phenom. I mean, it's tough, man.
Yeah.
Hey, check out RJ. Merry Christmas, Eric. Thanks for your tireless service to this hopeful fan base. Thanks to Glenn and Lou and all who shared the mic with you in 2025. RJ, very kind of you, man. Appreciate that. Thank you, sir. We appreciate your support. It's fun. I say that over and over and over. It's fun to come on here. It'd be a lot more fun if we had some fun news to talk about with the Giants. But man, lately I've been pretty dour. And you look, and it's not for to be dour's sake. It's because of what's going on, man. Come on.
You're a fan. You're speaking as a fan, not
absolutely
a radio host. You're speaking for a fan. You want more, and that's purely understandable. And why not?
Absolutely. Exactly. Why not? Look, I mean, you got to have a little bit of fan in you to be able to do this. I'm not going to come on here and just blah, blah, blah. I get passionate. I have a lot of passion when I talk about this stuff, and it's just the way it is.
Career.
Oh, look at this. I'm seeing the names coming in. I see Field of Dreams.
Yeah.
I see Home Alone. It's a Wonderful. I'll give you a hint. It's not a Christmas movie. It's not a Christmas movie. Right? Okay. Not a Christmas movie. I'll give you, how about that? Rosemont, given the history background, would you ever make a miniseries? I did a little one. I'll have to air it again. It was more between the rivalry between the Dodgers and the Giants. But yeah, I would love to do that. Hey, Rosemont, if you go check out the videos, the video portion of the channel, I did a little brief history. It's like a 5-minute thing on Alex Pompez. The guy was instrumental in getting all the Latin players for the San Francisco Giants. I mean, he's quite a unique character. He was a big Negro League founder, and he created his own team. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, he played a little bit. But yeah, go check that out a little bit. That's a little bit of the history of the Giants. Again, talking about who they're able to get as far as Latin players. Titanic, Benchwarmers, no. Bull Durham, no. Rambo, First Blood. Hey, that's good. No. Damn, I knew it, man. But I appreciate that, Rosemont. Yes. I would love to. I'll have to take some time to do that. It'll take a little while. Because I like doing all the research, and I put the editing together and all that stuff. So Jim Thurkel, again, he had success, right? Lou last year.
Yeah.
One thing that Birdsong, right? When he was in the bullpen, and this is why I wanted him to be a starter, because he was coming in out of the pen, just nails. He was nails.
And this would be Birdsong's third year. You know, the one thing is we always talk about how pitchers adjust to batters. You know, when you're a new pitcher and you go through the major leagues and the word's not out on you, you give the major leagues an off season, they'll find out about you, your necessities. What do you normally pitch? I'll go on an 0-2 pitch. What do you normally do? You know, how's your changeup looking? When do you throw that? That's why it's so tough, because, you know, there's so many scouts out there that on the off season, the Giants and every other team just don't sit there. They're going through, okay, you know, we're in the National League West, we're going to have to go through so many pitchers. They see their tendencies. How does the ball move? And then, you know, when you go to these locker rooms now, they have balls that can actually do a curveball like these pitchers, you know, stimulations and everything. It's amazing. So, you know, we bring up these pitchers that are great one year and then they're not great the next year. It's not that they don't have the stuff. It's just that the league is already adjusted to what they throw. You know, that's why you got to give Webb credit. Webb has changed his pitching because, you know, he's got to adjust to the hitters just like they adjust to him. So,
yeah, no, absolutely. It's funny. I'm looking at Twitter. Dave, for those of you who follow SF Gate, he writes often for the SF Gate. He's a great Twitter find, and he puts out some great stuff. The one night we go into the city and there's a cataclysmic power outage.
I experienced it.
That's crazy, man. What the hell happened?
On 8th and Mission, I think somebody drove into something, and it's probably 1/3 of the whole entire Bay Area that's affected. Like when I went to go meet Glenn, by my house, I have power, obviously. But once I got to where the Orpheum Theater is, which is on Arguello and Gary, every single stoplight was out. So, and, you know, most people don't know how to drive in San Francisco to begin with. Then you get the rain.
How did the Waymos act?
The Waymos, did you happen to see the Waymos don't know what to do? So they're causing problems where they just stop. In fact, there was a thing I was going to send you. They stop because they don't know the rules, what happens, because there's no blinking light. There's just no lights. You got to do a courtesy, look right, left. So, yeah, they had a big article saying that they're causing nothing but problems.
Wow. Oh, look at Jay Farrell. No, Jay Farrell.
In fact, I sent it to somebody, so I just sent it to you, a little article that states they can't figure out. And the Waymos are all over the city.
I bet.
That are just stopping. And you get 3 or 4, they just stop right in the middle of the block.
God.
And then there's so It's frustrating. I feel bad for some of the small businesses. It's a Saturday before the holidays. People want to go out.
Yep.
And,
yeah. I mean, this is the weekend before Christmas.
Yeah.
People want to go out there and, family may be in and last minute Christmas shopping, whatever it may be. And lo and behold, power is out. My goodness. My goodness. Oh, man. I can't say anything. I can't say. Look at Anonymous. That's a good guess. That's a good guess. It really is. But it's not. But you're paying attention. That's the important thing. You're paying attention. And it's not a Christmas movie, Paul. It's not a Christmas movie. Oh my gosh. It's not a player. Mad Skills, not a player. It's a movie. A classic movie. No, not. There's people. Let's just say there's people in the neighborhood. Sound of music. No, not quite. What else? Oh, I'm looking at MLB trade rumors.
Yeah.
Guess who may be in on Alex Bregman? The Toronto Blue Jays.
Blue Jays are in on everybody.
They're in on every. Is there not a player that the Blue Jays aren't in? Tucker, Bichette, Amai, Bregman.
And Eric, I think I brought this up, where they were always the ones that were sort of left at the doorstep. They went $750 million for Ohtani, just missed them. They went for Judge, they finished second. They said, hey, we have the money. And now that they've gone to the dance, they want to go back again, and they're spending their money because they want to stay there. And right now, too, the other advantage is they're realizing a couple things. The Yankees don't really have deep pockets right now. Like, normally they're going after people. It's a time for Toronto to take that step forward and be the big bad wolf. You know how you have the Dodgers? They say, hey, we're going to need this to stay on that level. And why not? Because when you guys don't realize, when you make it to the World Series, you make so much money next year in season ticket holders, so much money in merch. And, they were literally one out away of winning the whole thing. So,
we got a winner, and there was two, but one came in just before. We're neck and neck. Brazil. He is the winner for today. Anonymous, man, you were right behind him. I was watching the chat. There you go. The good, the bad, and the ugly.
And then what was amazing is they then came back and did another Clint Eastwood one. A fistful of dollars back to back to back. 3 people in a row.
Yeah. There was another one that said Outlaw Josie Wales. I was like, holy crap. Man,
they're on it. That was great, guys.
So Brazil. You, sir, are a qualifier. You got to pick a number, man. And yeah, 92.
1, 5 through 8, 12, I believe.
Yeah. What are the numbers now? We got 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12. So 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12. What number do you want, man? Tell me what you want. He wants number 7. 7 is taken. Brazil. Try again. By the way, do you live in Northern California? Damn, Anonymous, you were so close. What other number you got, man? I'll say it again. I know I'm talking fast. 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, and 12 have been taken.
So 1, 2, 4, 9 are left.
1, 2, 4, 9. Oh, that's right. Powerball. I forgot to go get a ticket. It's in the billions, isn't it?
Yeah,
Powerball?
1.4.
1.4. I appreciate that. Look at that, Rosemont. Got some guys, man. 9. Okay, 9 it is. Okay, so there we go. So we got so that's what that was number 9, right?
9,
1, 2,
yeah.
3, 4,
So
5,
1,
6,
2,
7,
4
8,
is all that's left.
1, 2, and 4. Let me put those over here. There we go. Way to go, Brazil. Hey, Brazil, do you live in Northern California? Do you live close enough to go to the damn baseball game? While you answer, let me take off the sweater. All right, there we go. He is in the Bay Area. All right, there we go. Again, what is it that you could win on Christmas Eve? Again, you don't have to be here to win. It'd be nice, but you don't have to be here because we'll draw the number. But hey, let's take a listen on what you're going to win.
Christmas returns to Giant Sports Talk Live. Ho, ho, ho. Be watching Giant Sports Talk Live for the 12 days of Giant Sports Talk Christmas. We'll announce one qualifier each night for 12 days, and on Christmas Eve, we'll draw for a grand prize of a Giants game day experience with Glenn, Eric, and Lou Marsden, which includes front row dugout seating and refreshments, and a bonus prize of a Will Clark autographed team helmet. To qualify, simply be watching Giant Sports Talk Live and pick a number between 1 and 12. Then on Christmas Eve, Santa's elves, Glenn and Eric, will randomly choose the grand prize winner. The 12 days of Giant Sports Talk Christmas on Giant Sports Talk Live. Brought to you by Tommy's Mexican Restaurant, where it's always a festive time of year. Giant Sports Talk Live, a Northern Lights Entertainment broadcasting station.
There we go. Awesome. Brazil, there you go, man. You might have a front row ticket and you get a signed batting helmet.
And we'll let the winner decide. I'll probably put up like 2 or maybe 4 games, Eric, and say, hey, guys, you pick which one works for you because that's what's most important. We'll work around your schedule.
There you go, man. Lou is being very generous, guys. So you're going to have the option to pick the game that you want to go to, again, to fit your schedule. So we'll see how maybe the summertime's better, maybe the springtime. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. TBD, where are you hearing that? Strong rumor that the Dodgers are about to sign Bo Bichette. I'm seeing the White Sox are one of the teams currently in talks with Murakami. That one's a little bit of a surprise, no? Oh, what's this? Paul Blackburn goes to the Yankees. Guys, remember Paul Blackburn? He pitched for the A's there for a while, and then I think he went to the Yankees, and then he didn't do anything with the No, didn't he go to the Mets? No, he went to the Mets, right? I think he went to the Mets. Now he's going to the Yankees. So, all right, here we go. Hey, Glenn's chiming in, says the power is back in the Bay Area. I'm going to sit back and watch 8 Men Out while pondering what could have been today with Lou. Bad breaks, Lou. There you go. Man, that sucks, man. You want to go and enjoy it? By the way, Tommy's Mexican is home of the famous, I should say, the world famous Tommy Margarita. So there you go.
I think it's ironic that the Giants buy a theater. I think that part of Gary was out too. Maybe they didn't pay the bill.
There you go. Hey, you're welcome, Brazil. Thanks for hanging out. And that was a great guest. Good job, man. Good job. But we have only 3 more days. 3 more days. How about that? And then the last day is going to be on, what is it, the 23rd, I think, right? The 21st.
Yeah, 24th is Wednesday.
Yeah, there you go. So, nice. There we go, man.
Yeah.
Looking forward to see who's going to win. Yes, that is our Glenn Craig, Rosamond. It was reported by an MLB insider. Yeah, that's kind of, you get a lot about that. People are talking about Pete Fairbanks as a closer. He doesn't have a qualifying offer attached, but what kind of contract is he looking for? He's the last man standing as far as relievers, so his price tag probably went up.
Yeah.
Hey, Croquet Film, what's up? Man, I haven't seen you in forever, Croquet. What's up, dude? How you been? I hope the holidays are treating you nicely. We only got 5 more days to Christmas, guys. How about that? 5 more days.
Crazy. Time flies.
I know, man. And the rain has not been, it's only kind of been misting. It hasn't really been giving you the really hard rain yet. So I know it's supposed to be coming, though.
Yeah.
He's 32 in May, 3-year deal. Did I get the Christmas shopping done? For the most part. Everything's done online now, man.
It's ridiculous.
Everything's done online, man. You try to go. We did when my daughter was much little, right? Of course, we did the whole waking up at freaking the butt crack of dawn to go stand in line and fight the mob. And you don't have to do that no more. Now it's just all online.
The thing is, when you buy something online, always remember, pay the extra and get it wrapped. So when it gets sent to you, it's one less thing you got to do.
You know what? That's a great point. Do you hear that? Lou is dropping some Christmas shopping knowledge upon y'all. Just go ahead and pay for the wrapping. You ain't got to worry about it. It shows up at your doorstep, all ready to go. Throw it right under the tree. It's over, man. Isabel, thank you. Thank you for you guys for being here, even when you guys want to I hear. In other words, we're having issues with the Giants, but yet we're still here trying to talk about it. Oh my gosh. What do we got here? What do we want for Christmas? How about a Framber Valdez? Why not? Chris Rose thinks Bichette will go to the Giants. Really? Lima? I should say Vince. Wow, man. Look, I wouldn't be opposed to that. That would be fantastic. But don't you think, I mean, that would be great. Are you worried about
He probably wants, 4 years, $125 million? I just don't see the Giants.
I don't see him spending the money. Yeah, I know.
No. You know.
Yeah. When my kids were little, I had my wife stand guard so I could put together the bikes in the Barbie dream house. Yep. We had to figure it out. Good thing we had, when my daughter was little, we had family close by. So we were able to just drop her off at families and we could go do our thing, which was nice. Hey, there you go. High school is my gift wrapping every year. Hey, for a fundraiser. That's a great fundraiser, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I've done that before.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. That actually works out really well. Yeah, especially if you're out in front of the store to do that. That's the best place, right? Ibrahim. At least we keep up on current events. Oh, man.
Good one.
Man, look at that. Where the hell is it? I think I got it in here. Where is it? It's right there. Oh, at least we're keeping up on current events. Honestly, I'm here. Let me look at some updates, see if there's anything else. I'm seeing nothing. Absolutely nothing. Kind of stinks, Lou. You know, I was honestly, and I don't know if you were you expecting the Giants do some more? Is this? Yeah,
I really thought when Buster spoke, hey, and he made it a pretty good thing where, hey, listen, the fans deserve more. And, I think a lot of people trust Buster's word, and, we just haven't really seen it. I mean, I think what's sort of ironic about the Giants, I think they've had 7 signatures this year, but 2 of them were released. I mean, so fast they were released. So really they've had 5. And, I expected someone to at least get you a little excited. someone that can make the team better. Someone that, like when we would do a show, hey guys, we just signed something. It wasn't about a theater. It was like, oh my God, look who we got, and we just haven't, and there's still, I don't know. The Giants are sort of like taking baby steps when, hey, we're the San Francisco Giants. Let's be like some of these big teams and make giant steps.
Yeah, that's kind of what I've been saying too, Lou.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not. This is I say this over and over and over, hoping that maybe it gains traction, but maybe it does. Who knows? It's a storied franchise. It goes back, what is it, 120 years? We're talking 1883 when the Giants were incepted. And come on, man, you're one of the stalwart teams, and not only that, you're worth a lot of money. It's not like you're a poverty team.
Yeah, they've only spent, I think that article I sent you, 42% of what they made. And most teams try to spend about 70 to 75%. People keep saying, oh my God, the Dodgers are, over the CBT, 180 million. Guys, just on merchandise from the World Series win, they made that. So it's not like, they're worth so much money, they don't care. Just with the Giants too, is, the A's are no longer part of the Bay Area. The Giants are the only game in town. So, you got to take advantage of the situation. It was funny. I ran into a guy yesterday and we were talking. In San Francisco, you don't really see a lot of Niner stuff. Even though the Niners are having a great season, you still see the orange and black everywhere. When it's cold, people have the knit hats. It's San Francisco. The scarves, San Francisco. Now, when the Niners play on that Sunday, like when they play tomorrow or Monday, you'll see the merch come out. But normally throughout the year, it's all Giants. San Francisco is a Giants town. They got to take advantage of it. So
here in the Central Valley, it's the same way. I very rarely see 49ers gear on, right? But I see Giants hats and sweaters and shirts all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
You don't see much A's. Occasionally you'll see A's here and there, but it's definitely the Giants. I mean, the team has such a loyal fan base that stretches out far and wide. And come on, take advantage of that.
Yeah.
Show the fan base. And look, I know you can't do this every year where you just gotta quote unquote open up the vault. But come on, man, look how long it's been. And Lou, you've talked about this. How many years has it been since the Giants have gotten into the playoffs, and how many years have they had success in the second half, and all of this, and how many years do we have to deal with 500 baseball? There's got to come to a point that something has to break. You either, as Glenn has talked about, you either burn it down and build it back up, which the Giants just don't do, or you got to go out there and take some risks, whether it's spending money, whether it's trading prospects, maybe it's both, and then put something together. I'm tired of you're just treading water. I think that's the best way to explain what the Giants are doing. They're treading water.
Yeah. And, I'm good. The chat SF Giants fan, Tom. No, I don't think since they moved to Santa Clara, the Giants were here. The Giants, first of all, baseball at one time, I know it's hard to believe, was more popular than football.
Yeah,
I think football is more popular for two reasons, and I'll be blunt. Gambling and fantasy. If you didn't have both those things, baseball at least could compete. But, it doesn't. So you got to come up with something else. And the other thing, too, is, and I go back to this, people used to complain there's not many Giants fans. And, when we had Candlestick, it was our Candlestick. But, there's probably about 12,000 real fans. If you notice, a lot of times during the week, it's the young generation. They sit in the bleachers. And that's why sort of the Giants have adapted to that generation where, they have the pom-poms. They have the guys on top of the dugouts when we're trying to talk between innings. You have Lucille. You have all this. The problem is the older and the more powerful and the money that go to the games, we want a product that wins. And the other thing, too, is, hey, if the Giants didn't win in 10, 12, and 14, and we were the old Giants, we wouldn't have a problem. But we had a taste of what it's about.
Yeah.
And we won it
Yeah.
again.
Yeah. There you go, man. It's almost like a shark. You know, as soon as they smell that blood in the water, it's like, come on, look at the Dodger fans. They're feeling it the same way. They're like sharks in the water. TBD. Thank you, sir. Donates $5. This guy's he's donated the last couple of days. I appreciate you, TDB. In public discourses or public disclosures, the Dodgers grossed over $1 billion. Look at this. I don't know. Look, I'm gonna take your word for it. And so don't hold me to it if it's there if it's off by a little bit. But that's a lot of damn money to gross, ain't it? That's absolutely incredible.
And Eric, here's the thing.
Man.
We have a better ballpark because Dodger Stadium is one of the hardest stadiums to get into and get out of. The other thing is, last year they redid the whole entire lower section to be more family oriented, everything. I mean, they weren't even sure it was going to be ready for opening day, but they said we got to do what's best for the fans. So there's a team that knows what to do because they drew almost 4 million people. They got it ring back to back. They have a surplus of money. The problem with the Giants is they've sort of like said either two ways. We can't compete with the Dodgers, so let's just stay safe.
Yep.
Or they keep forgetting, hey, it's the fans that make the team. The stadium's gotten old. You have a lot more competition, and I think the other thing too that's really hurt the Giants is, I'm not going to say it's the Valkyries, but you have the Warriors less than a mile away. So a lot of that money has taken out, and maybe the Giants, and they won't admit it, saying, hey, once Curry retires and the Warriors aren't a deep, big ticket item, then we'll go for it because really they're going to be the only game in town. I mean, I would never go to a Warrior game and pay outrageous rates if I couldn't see Stephen Curry. I'm sorry, but that's just the way it is. And that's probably 2 years and counting. But the thing with the Giants is, they have such a golden opportunity. We don't have the A's anymore. Even though the A's might have drawn 600,000-700,000 for baseball, the average person in the Bay Area, unless you're like Eric and Abraham, you're not going to drive up to Phoenix just to go to a game unless it's the Giants. It's a golden opportunity. You have 600,000, 700,000 people. You got to get them to ours. Spend the money, spend the product. And as we saw during the playoffs, there's nothing better than when the Giants are doing good and that place is rocking.
Mm-hmm.
It is just, it's undeniable. It's one of those things where everyone are friends, you're high-fiving strangers, we're all on the same page. So it's one of those things I think.
Isn't that the best though?
Yeah.
Isn't that the
incredible.
best is when they're just on the roll and you look at a guy and you just high five him. You have no idea who the hell this guy is. He could be a mass murderer. You're high fiving him and you're just like, yeah, let's go. Dude, it's just so much fun. Kyle makes a good point. He kind of alluding to what you were talking about the past. Giants had their chances to make an incredible run, making some big time offers over the last 7 years after the championships. They chose not to and were left behind. And to a certain extent, he's right. The Giants kind of missed the boat. You got to. And granted, yes, winning 3-5 is fantastic. It's hard to do. We've already talked about that. And there's times and you're going to go in a lull, but right now this is not just a lull. This has kind of been who the Giants have been since 2017, because they got into the playoffs in 2016.
16, yeah, we were that close. And then 2017 losing record, 18 losing record. That's why the 21 was such a sort of a farce. Because everything had to pan out. It did, but people forget we lost. So it didn't matter. It didn't like we got to the World Series, but it's one of those things. And I know people have said this before. The Dodgers ownership wants to win more than the fans. I think that's true because, a lot of those guys are winners. You get guys like Magic Johnson. They're not used to losing. The other thing too is I wanted to bring up is people forget, Eric, when the Giants won in 2010, if you remember, we won on the very last day where we beat the Padres to win the division.
Right.
People seem to forget, where were the Dodgers? It's not like the Dodgers have been there every single year.
Right.
Okay? Do you know what I mean? And then the other thing, and I give credit to Dan on this, is the Dodgers, everyone says, why do they keep getting these high paid guys? It's because they're thinking 2-3 years down the line. Ohtani will definitely be there, but a lot of their other guys, like Freeman and them, they're getting old. You know, it's like people think Freeman just started with the Dodgers. He played 10 years with the Braves. He's got to the point now where he's probably good for 2 more years. But losing Freeman, they now have somebody that they can put in right away.
Right.
Understand what the Dodger thing is. You know, they lost Kershaw. People forget Kershaw's done. He was there, 16 years, it seemed like, forever. But they got pitchers. They got someone like Snell. Because when one guy leaves, the other guy just steps up and goes right in the thing. And that's the biggest problem. It's not the Dodgers have money, can spend it. They're thinking about now and the future. The thing with the Giants is we're just trying to get by this year. And when you go down that road, you get a few bumps in the road, you never get to where you want.
No.
So
it's again, CBD, thank you again for the generous $5. And there you go. Lou summed it up nicely there. Thank you again. Appreciate that. Here's the Ibrahim. I love this. You mean to tell me you didn't high five strangers after the Hauser and Foley signings? I think I passed some gas. Is about as far
to
as
yourself or strangers.
Both. Here, he also chimes in. He said this earlier, and this is great. You were talking, how you're talking about the San Francisco is a baseball town, right? 162 games. A baseball team becomes the heart of a city. Daily conversations because of the 162, and the Giants are blowing it. It's 6 months, right, Lou? It's 6 months every single day, you know, with days off in between. But for the most part, every single day there's a game. That is the talk about town. It's like, hey, what do we go? I tell you, I'll even say, anytime I see someone wear Giants, I go Giants. And then sometimes it fosters a conversation. Sometimes it's just a head nod or a fist bump, whatever, and then you carry on. But that's what the team embodies. It embodies that, hey, we're all together in this. Let's go out there and go win some damn baseball games.
You know, and if you really want to see it, when the Giants were in the playoffs, every single Muni bus said, "Go Giants." They had City Hall had the Giants colors. They even had the Bay Bridge in Giant colors. You know, it's something about the whole city, all 770,000 that live here, and another 300. It's like 1 million people trying to get the World Series ring. That's what it's about.
That's what it's about, man.
Yeah.
Come on.
You know, and the other thing too is when you get a brand new Giant, like look how happy Glenn was the other night with his New York Giants hat. Not even San Francisco, but it's part of the family. He was so excited about the New York Giants hat. It's the same way. You know, when you get that new lid, you know, opening day, you got to get the new lid. You got to break in the bill, or you get a new jersey. You know, it's like right now, people aren't thinking about it, but, you know, what are they going to do for those Tuesday games? Are they going to have another New City Connect or something? You know, it's one of those things. So I think just sometimes the Giants forget about the fans, where it's the fans that make the team and the whole entire environment.
And then the team has got to be put together so that it encompasses that fan base and say, hey, we mean to do some business. Look at Ibrahim. He said, I said, go Giants to someone, and they flipped me the bird.
Must be a Dodger fan.
Oh, man. Hey, look who's up. Haven't seen you in a while, Anthony. There's Anthony Merkovich. What is up, dude? I haven't seen you forever. How you been? I'm guessing, were you out there crabbing? Were you out there in the mighty Pacific Ocean? Is that where you've been, Anthony? What's up, Chris? What's up, dude? Oh, my gosh. And, of course, Eddie. I haven't seen Eddie for – look, forgive me, Eddie, if I haven't seen you. What is up, dude? This guy – we got a bunch of guys that are in here every single night. Every night. Eddie, Morkatna, and Ibrahim. Roseman's been showing up. EB, Benji, he's showing back up. Chris, let's see. Crab's open. He's okay. So you've been ghosting us then. Okay, Anthony, you're ghosting us. What the heck's going on, man? Another, holy crap, damn. TB, appreciate that. That's $15 he's already dropped for us. Gentlemen, do you think the Dodgers saved baseball? In my opinion, the World Series is awesome and so much international and national coverage. You know? 6-10. Ooh, sorry about that, Anthony. I hear you. I tell you what, this World Series, we've talked about it a bunch of times already, right, Lou? I mean, this was a hell of a World Series. I wouldn't say that the Dodgers saved. The Dodgers were instrumental in making this an incredible World Series. Both the Blue Jays and the Dodgers, man, it was like a heavyweight fight. They were just throwing haymakers, man.
Yeah.
It was fun, man.
And I think, you know what? Baseball has been wanting something. Last year, they got spoiled because they had the Dodgers and Yankees. People forget who the Dodgers beat last year. So you get East Coast, West Coast. Now you get West Coast and you get Canada, so you now have, just an amazing thing. And then again, with Ohtani, one of the things, everyone says, oh my God, the Dodgers paid so much. No, every single baseball game is on live, even though the time difference in Tokyo. Not only do the Dodgers do that, they have a thing with the people of Japan where they have 40 seats every game where people fly from Tokyo just to see Ohtani. Ohtani of our generation is probably like a Babe Ruth of that stature.
He is.
So, as long as he stays and healthy and and you got to remember, Ohtani's still a young guy. That's what's sort of scary, and I tell people, if you guys really want to know about Ohtani, watch the 60 Minutes on Ohtani before he went to become Anaheim Angels. It's an amazing thing. All this, and the one great thing about Ohtani, where all his other teammates would go out and drink, all he would do is he ate, slept, baseball. That's it. He'd go to practice, and then after he'd do a little extra practice, and he would read. Then he'd wake up in the morning. And, when he got his first big paycheck, he says, I got to take care of my body. So he hired two people. He hired a fitness person to keep him in shape, and then a personal chef. And then it was all baseball, 360 days. And that's, by the way, that's what makes Ohtani so incredible. If you notice, he does everything great. We're just trying to get guys that can do one part of their game right, And I think Ohtani, I just think the last two World Series, and what's funny is the playoffs this year, I know how it ended, but they were the most incredible playoffs ever.
It was awesome.
It was unbelievable. Every single series, you had extra innings. And, one of the things that we did is Eric, Glenn, they had Marty and me, is we just had predictions, and we kept saying one guy you've never heard of is going to do something big. The Dodgers, without a guy who wasn't even playing, if he doesn't hit a homer in Game 7, they lose.
Freaking Rojas.
Rojas, every single series, and it's not always the stars, it's the people, because if you notice the Dodgers in the playoffs, who's going to come through in the playoffs because they, they're studs, and when the lights are on, that's when they do their best. It's sort of an amazing thing. So
it's awesome. And
look,
I
was just going to say to the question, I think baseball right now is at an all-time high. I think where they did the baseball, the bases and the pitching clock has really helped to speed the team. Next year, we're going to have something very unique with the challenge at home plate, because I think this year, too many times we got the home umpires were horrible. They're horrible. The home umpire. We don't have to worry about that now. So they're trying, at least the league's adjusting to try to make it more fan friendly. And baseball's at an all-time high. That's why next year, if they do have a lockout, it's going to be really hurt baseball, because you've been going up the thing. You're almost at the peak. You can't have a shutdown. You can't, and even if you have a shutdown for 2 weeks, it's all about greed. Because every single year, don't you always remember, baseball says we don't have much money, and then all of a sudden, this guy signed for what? 250 million, 80 million. These other people, 120 million. They got the money. It's one of those things we just, we want to see the product. And I hate it when other people are spending money. I want the Giants to spend the money so we get the best. We can see the best.
Know what I'm thinking of doing? I don't know how we'll do it. Maybe started the baseball season. Giant Sports Talk Live will implement an ABS system.
Ooh.
Why not? Why not? Right? We should implement an ABS system here on Giant Sports Talk Live. How the hell we're going to do it? We'll figure it out some way. I might make a little video clip or something. Someone's got to come in the chat and say something about, maybe you type in ABS or something. You want to challenge a take by myself, Glenn, or Lou. How about that? Does that sound kind of cool? First ever announced right here on Giant Sports Talk Live, we will implement an ABS system where you can challenge the host. I like that. I think that'd be kind of cool. We'll figure that one out. We'll get the logistics all figured out with that one. But again, to go back to your point about Ohtani, we're witnessing, we all talk about Babe Ruth and what he meant to baseball. My God, I mean, this is what we're witnessing it. This is what it would have been like, right? If we were around when the Babe was playing. There were so many people, and look, you go around the world, and what do you see people wearing? Yankees hats. Everybody had Yankees hats. When I was in Europe, I saw Yankee hats all over the place because that's what they understand that the Yankees are the best baseball team in America. They think of Babe Ruth and all that. That's what first comes to their mind. Well, Shohei is turning that because now you're starting to see a bunch of LA hats all over the place.
Dodgers,
they're all over the place, man.
Every airport I see, it's
they're
one
all
of those
over.
things. And the other thing, Eric, which is
what
nice,
we're seeing now,
is you remember growing up, probably say over the last 30 years, you always try to say, how are the players now compared to others? You know what? I wasn't around. The black and white, I can't really tell. I don't really know. Well, now we can. It's like worse. It's our generation where, when your kids say, hey, was there anyone like Ohtani? Maybe 20 years, hey, this guy, was he as good as Ohtani? Hey, I saw Ohtani. No, and that's why we got to do it. I think the Giants are lucky that the Dodgers are in our division because we at least get 9, or 7 home games against the Dodgers every year. And we get to see them live. And, I think you bring up a great comment. The Cowboys of the NFL still not even America's team anymore, but everyone knows the logo. Because of Ohtani, everyone knows the Dodgers hat. It's amazing. They never ever get confused with the LA Anaheim Angels. It's LA. There's never a confusion. So it's one of those things. So yeah, it's one of those things. And
TB, he donates another $5. Thank you, Eric.
You know why, Eric? He just got his payday and his Christmas bonus.
Hey, right on. Yeah, Christmas bonus. Hey, we appreciate here at Giant Sports Talk Live. Appreciate you. It's role players like Rojas and Edmund and Will Klein and Hernandez and Pajes. You're correct. You are and that the Giants did the same thing, right? When you had guys like Scudero and Cody Ross and Travis Ishikawa.
No. Travis was in the minor leagues. He never even played left field.
I know, never played left field. Never played then. Where is he? He's out there in left field in the World Series. I mean, it's just crazy. And you bring up a good point. What Will Klein did, gosh dang it, in the game 3, when it went, what was it, 18 innings? That kid, you want to talk about leaving it all out on the field? He left it all out in the field. And I love that, even though he's a Dodger, right? And I see what people say. Eddie, I saw what you said about Ohtani. I'm just talking about the baseball player. I'm not talking about the shenanigans with money and gambling. And look, I'm not going down. I'm just talking just pure baseball. That's all I'm going. So, but
and then look at.
I mean,
we all know about awesome. Hernandez. I mean, he's every year in the playoffs, the guy steps up.
Every year.
You never hear anything about during the regular season, but when it counts, it's like unbelievable.
He shows up.
He shows up all the time in clutch situations.
He does. A switch is flipped, so to speak, and boom, it's game time. Some of these guys, they relish in that moment for whatever reason. And maybe it's the whole 162 kind of grind type of thing. And then when it's the playoffs, it's, hey, you only have to win 11 games. So you're giving it all you possibly can. So, oh, Marcus. Okay. Yeah. I got a poll out there. The poll is, which fan base has it worse, the Giants or the Mets? And right now it's currently the Mets at 52%, the Giants at 48%. That's tough. It's tough to be a Mets fan because look, you guys lost a lot of guys and I feel bad for Armand and Mark out there. I mean, you guys got it. You spend money, but unfortunately, your roster is still suspect. The Giants don't spend money, and their roster is suspect. A little bit on each extreme, right? The poverty and the don't go without.
Correct.
All right. Yeah. You know what? I think we're about done, Lou. I think that was a good hour, man. That
Good
was
show. Yeah, good hour.
Absolutely.
Congratulations again to our winner.
Yes, Brazil 92.
More.
We got what? No, how many we got? We got let's see, three more. Hold on, let me count.
1, 2, 4, right? Oh, 3 more.
We only got 3
1, 2,
more.
and 4 left. 3 more.
That's it. 1, 2, and 4. There's only 3 more chances to enter the possibility of winning some tickets to a game and the signed helmet by Will Clark. So again, guys, we'll be back here tomorrow. Do it again. Be back here at 8 o'clock. Hopefully, Glenn will have power. No, Glenn said he had power back, so he will be back with us tomorrow. So it should be a good show. Lou, hey man, appreciate you hanging out and covering for Glenn. Guys, be good out there. Be safe. Again, the rain is coming. It's going to be coming for a while. Be safe out there, and we'll see you guys again tomorrow. Thanks for hanging out. And again, thank you to let's see, who was it that all did that real quick? I'm gonna look at this real quick. Comments. I think it was TBD. TBD was the guy today. He's the one that threw all the money down. So again, TBD, much appreciated. Like I said,
thank you.
Even Dodger fans are welcome here at Giant Sports Talk Live. All right, let's get out of here.
Sounds good.
See you guys tomorrow. Woo!
You've been watching Giant Sports Talk Live with Eric and Glenn, a Northern Lights Entertainment Broadcasting production.